Picture this. You master the art of stakeholder conversations. You're presenting knowledge assets, delivering perfect position statements, and stakeholders are actually engaging with you. But then you hit a wall. You ask the crucial question, what would success look like a year from now? And you get answers like, we want to improve patient outcome. We need better efficiency. Cost reduction is important. Generic, vague, completely useless for creating any kind of meaningful solution. But here's what's really happening. Your stakeholders do know what they want. They're just not telling you. Why? Because you're asking the wrong questions. And more importantly, you're asking the wrong people. In my work with pharmaceutical teams, I consistently see the same mistake. They have a great conversation with one stakeholder, let's say the chief medical officer. And they get what sounds like a clear, desired result. And then they rush off to build a solution around that single perspective. But here's the reality of modern healthcare decision-making. Every stakeholder in an account has a different job, different pressures, and therefore different ideas about what success should look like. The chief medical officer, for example, I want to improve patient outcomes and clinical excellence. The department head, I need cost containment and operational efficiency. The head of nursing, I want to reduce staff burden and better workflows. And the patient coordinator, I need compliance and risk mitigation. Same challenge, 4 completely different desired results. And if you build a solution that only addresses one of these perspectives, you get 3 rejections and 1 very frustrated champion who can't understand why their colleagues aren't supporting what seems like an obvious win. This is why understanding desired results isn't just about getting better answers. It's about getting the right answers from the right people. But before we dive into the how, let's talk about the why. When a stakeholder can articulate specific desired result, they're giving you something incredibly valuable: evidence. First, they're proving the problem is real in their mind. If they can describe what the future should look like once the problem is solved, it means they've been thinking about this challenge seriously. Second, they're giving you the target. Instead of guessing what success looks like, they are literally handing you the definition of victory from their perspective. And third, and this is crucial, they're emotionally investing in their outcome. When someone describes their desired future state, they become psychologically committed to achieving it. But here's where most pharmaceutical professionals stop digging. They get one desired result and they think, great, I know what they want. Wrong. You know what one person wants. In complex healthcare organizations, solutions that satisfy only one stakeholder's desired results are solutions that get killed in committee meetings. You need a full picture, which means you need to master the art of uncovering multiple perspectives. So how do you actually uncover meaningful desired results? It's not about asking, what does success look like? That's amateur hour. You need to ask questions that force stakeholders to get specific. Here's a future-focused question. Looking ahead 12 months, if we successfully addressed this challenge, what specific changes would you expect to see in your department? Here's a measurement-driven question. What metrics would need to improve for you to consider this initiative a success? And here's a contrasting question. What would be different about your daily operations if this problem was completely eliminated? Notice how these questions force specificity. They can't give you vague answers because the questions demand concrete details. But here's the advanced technique. Follow up every desired result with the magic question, what would that enable you to do? A stakeholder might say, we would like to reduce patient waiting times by 30%. You would then ask, well, that's significant. What would that 30% reduction enable you to do? And the stakeholder might say, It means we could handle 40 more patients per week without adding staff. And that would improve our budget by about 200,000 euros annually. See what happened? You went from a generic outcome to a specific, measurable, operational impact. That's the level of detail you need from every stakeholder. Remember, different roles will give you different desired results. Your job is to collect them all like pieces of a big puzzle, because the real magic happens when you put those pieces together. Let me share a real example that shows you how powerful this approach can be. A cross-functional team was trying to implement a patient monitoring solution at a large hospital. They started with the chief medical officer, who gave them a clear desired result: reduce readmissions by 15% within 6 months. Most teams would have stopped there and built their proposal around readmission reduction. But this team understood the importance of multiple perspectives. So they interviewed the head of the department, who wanted free up €500,000 in annual costs currently tied up in readmissions penalties. And the head of nursing wanted to reduce documentation time by 20 minutes per patient so our staff can focus on direct care. And the patient coordinator wanted to demonstrate compliance with new government monitoring requirements without adding administrative burden. 4 stakeholders, 4 completely different desired results. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of choosing one desired result to focus on, they crafted a solution that explicitly addressed all 4 perspectives. Their proposal showed how the monitoring system would reduce readmissions, generate cost savings, streamline nursing workflows, and ensure regulatory compliance. The result? Unanimous approval. Every stakeholder saw their specific desired result addressed, so no one had a reason to object. This is the power of comprehensive desired results mapping. When you understand what every key stakeholder wants to achieve, you can create solutions that generate universal buy-in. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, Mats, in theory. But how do I actually build a solution that satisfies multiple, sometimes conflicting desired results? And the key is what I call solution architecture. Deliberately designing your approach to include elements that addresses each stakeholder's specific desired results. Let's say you're proposing a treatment pathway optimization initiative. Here's how you might architect it. For the Chief Medical Officer, Phase 1 focuses on clinical protocol standardization to improve patient outcomes. For the department head, Phase 2 includes resource optimization to generate measurable cost savings. For the head of nursing, Phase 3 streamlines workflows to reduce administrative burden. And for the patient coordinator, throughout all these phases we will implement compliance tracking to ensure regulatory requirements. Same initiative, but presented as a multifaceted solution where every stakeholder can see their desired results explicitly addressed. When you present this comprehensive solution, stakeholders don't just see value. They see their specific value. And that's when objections disappear and enthusiasm builds. Here's your implementation roadmap for mastering desired results. Step 1. Map your stakeholders. Identify every person who influences the decision, not just the obvious ones. In Step 2, use specific questioning techniques. Force concrete answers with future-focused, measurement-driven questions. Step 3. Follow up with what would that enable? Dig deeper to understand the real operational impact they're seeking. Step 4. Architect comprehensive solutions. Design proposals that explicitly address multiple desired results. Step 5. Present the connected value. Show each stakeholder how their specific desired results fit into the bigger picture. Remember, in complex healthcare environments, solutions that satisfy one stakeholder gets debated. Solutions that satisfy all stakeholders gets approved. When you master the art of uncovering and connecting desired results, you transform from someone who merely proposes solutions to someone who architects consensus. Now, if mastering these stakeholder conversation techniques sounds valuable for you and your team, I offer hands-on workshops where participants practice these exact questioning strategies through role plays specific to your therapeutic area. Participants learn to map stakeholder ecosystems, master the questioning techniques we've discussed, and practice architecting solutions by generate universal buy-in. These aren't theoretical exercises, they are practical skills that immediately transform how teams approach complex accounts. So are you ready to stop getting single stakeholder solutions rejected and start architecting comprehensive wins? Well, reach out and contact me here on LinkedIn or send me an email, and let's discuss how a customized workshop can help you and your team master the art of desired results mapping. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.